that collie makes one false move, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her. I will not hesitate. Anything happens to Elle in that tank, I am pulling her out.
Stranger Things Season 5 has returned with another wild batch of episodes, and it's safe to say that one of the most intriguing dynamics this season is the tension between Jim Hopper and Kali Prasad, also known as 008. Fans who have followed the show since Season 2 know Kali as the rebellious, tough, and often unpredictable girl who shares a deep bond with Eleven. But in these latest episodes, it's clear that while Eleven trusts Kali implicitly, Hopper's skepticism and outright mistrust are palpable. Why does Hopper react this way, and what does it reveal about both characters? Let's break it down. First, a little context is essential. After the chaos of Hawkins' lab, there are only 3 surviving children of Dr. Brenner's experiments: 001, Henry Creel, who became Vecna; 008, Kali Prasad; and 11. Eleven and Kali share an almost sisterly connection, having gone through similar experiences in the lab. They understand one another in ways no one else can. Their bond was highlighted in Season 2, when Eleven first met Kali and her gang, and it was immediately evident that there was a unique understanding and trust between them. For Eleven, Kali represents a connection to her past, someone who truly gets what she's been through. For Hopper, however, the story's completely different. From the moment Kali reappears in Hawkins, Hopper is on high alert. He tries to keep things cordial at first, even making a callback to the nickname Kali and Eleven shared for their hair back in Season 2, but it doesn't take long for his defenses to rise. He is sarcastic, quippy, and borderline hostile in his approach. Referring to her as Pollyanna is just one example of his in-character humor, but it also underscores a deeper skepticism. Hopper isn't just joking. He's signaling that he doesn't fully trust Kali, and viewers can feel that tension every time they share a scene. Why exactly does Hopper distrust Kali? There are multiple layers to this. On a practical level, Kali's powers are inherently dangerous. She can create illusions and manipulate people's perceptions, which makes her abilities especially unpredictable and potentially lethal. Hopper has spent the last several seasons fighting the Upside Down, Vecna, and supernatural forces that constantly threaten those he loves. He knows the stakes, and he also knows that someone with Kali's skill set could be an asset or a disaster. Her abilities are not just a novelty. They can alter reality itself, and that's a risk Hopper isn't willing to take lightly. Beyond her powers, Hopper's mistrust also stems from his protective instincts toward Eleven. He spent years acting as her surrogate father, guiding her, supporting her, and trying to give her a chance at a normal life, despite her extraordinary circumstances. To Hopper, Kali is a wild card who could disrupt the stability he's been trying to build for Eleven. He wants Eleven to survive, to have a future where she can be happy and live something resembling a normal life. Kali, by contrast, often challenges rules and norms, questioning authority and taking risks that Hopper would never approve of. Their differing philosophies immediately put them at odds, and Hopper's instinct is to control the situation, even if it means being overly cautious. This mistrust is not just personal, it's also narrative. Hopper has seen what happens when people underestimate or misjudge threats. He's been burned by unpredictable enemies before, from the Mind Flayer to the army of experiments at Hawkins' lab. Kali, by her very nature, is morally ambiguous, and her past behavior is enough to make even the most level-headed characters uneasy. Hopper's warning that he wouldn't hesitate to kill her if she makes a wrong move is extreme, but in his mind, it's a necessary precaution. The stakes are apocalyptic, and one mistake could cost lives. Yet, it's worth noting that Hopper's distrust may not be entirely justified. Kali has consistently shown loyalty to Eleven and the broader mission to stop Vecna. She isn't malevolent by default. Her approach is simply different from Hopper's. Where Hopper operates out of caution and experience, Kali operates from instinct and empathy. She understands Eleven in a way Hopper cannot. She is attuned to Eleven's trauma and emotions, and she often encourages risk-taking that Hopper would never condone. Their conflict, then, is as much about methodology as it is about trust. Another key point to consider is how Hopper and Kali view Eleven's future differently. Hopper's priority has always been Eleven's survival and emotional well-being. He wants her to live a life free from the constant shadow of danger. Kali, however, understands Eleven's strengths differently. She sees that Eleven's abilities are not just tools for survival, they are part of who she is. Kali's guidance is often about embracing that power fully, whereas Hopper's guidance is about protecting her from it. This fundamental philosophical difference fuels the tension between them and adds depth to the story. There's also an element of foreshadowing in Hopper's behavior. Stranger Things has a long history of characters mistrusting seemingly friendly figures only to discover hidden motives or secrets later. Hopper's instincts may be heightened not just because of Collie's powers, but because of a narrative setup. The show often rewards paranoia with payoff. Whether Collie is truly a threat or simply misunderstood, Hopper's distrust serves to create suspense and tension, keeping viewers invested in every interaction. From a storytelling perspective, this dynamic also allows the Duffer Brothers to explore themes of trust, family, and control. Hopper represents the parental figure who wants to shield loved ones from harm. Collie represents the outside influence who challenges conventional wisdom and encourages self-actualization. The tension between these two approaches mirrors real-world dynamics. Sometimes protection and caution clash with empowerment and risk-taking, and neither approach is inherently right or wrong. In summary, Hopper doesn't trust Collie in Stranger Things Season 5 because of a combination of practical, emotional, and narrative reasons. Her powers are dangerous and unpredictable. Her worldview clashes with Hopper's protective instincts. And her past behavior, combined with the stakes of the current conflict, makes Hopper wary. At the same time, Collie's bond with Eleven, her moral ambiguity, and her instinct-driven approach create an interesting counterpoint to Hopper's caution, driving one of the most compelling interpersonal conflicts of the season. Ultimately, this tension is more than just drama. It's a lens through which the show explores questions of family, loyalty, and the balance between caution and courage. Viewers are left to wonder, will Hopper learn to trust Collie, or will his instincts be justified? Will Collie's approach help Eleven grow stronger, or will it endanger everything Hopper is fighting to protect? Stranger Things Season 5 uses this dynamic brilliantly, giving audiences both action and emotional complexity in equal measure.